talk to me about why we're, amid the macro concerns, amid maybe a slightly worrying environment with oil prices, for example, you're still managing to push forward on bookings, on demand.
Thanks, Caroline. So I think, if you think about our quarter, the first thing I'd say is we're incredibly proud of the pace with which our teams have been introducing new products. And you would have seen just recently, we at our annual GoGet event, we introduced a number of new products and features that meet our customers where they want to go. Whether they're developed internally at Uber or through our partners like Expedia, we're bringing them best-of-breed solutions. So that's setting us up for incredibly strong top-line momentum. And we delivered 21% growth in the quarter. This is the third successive quarter where we've done that kind of a mark for the company. And we are also, in addition to those product innovations organically in our core, we also reported that we were able to scale our nascent autonomous vehicles business 10x year on year, which is, again, a really good starting position for us to be at. Now, we're doing all of this in a very choppy macro environment, as you rightly pointed out. I'm happy to talk about some of the detracting items there. But what we have been doing as we get this growth, we've been focused on extremely disciplined operations from a cost management standpoint, and we are embracing AI increasingly to drive more efficiency for the company. So that's allowing us to report EPS growth of 44% year on year as well, on top of that 21% top line growth. And it's setting us up really well for the rest of the year. And you see that in our outlook, which I think met and exceeded expectations on both top and bottom line.
Let's dig into that Uber Expedia partnership. It's only about a week old or so, and I can understand that it's all about adding hotel bookings. Like, is this some sort of real uptick to subscriptions, do you think, in the longer term? How does it help just bring more and more people back to the app time and again?
Yeah, so I think the important thing to know there is we think consumers who engage with our products across our portfolio are incredibly valuable to us. And today, only about 20% of our monthly active consumers engage across the platform on both mobility and delivery services. But when they do, they drive significantly higher gross bookings, profits for the company. And underpinning all of that activity for us is our Uber One program, right? And we talked about getting to about 50 million members as of this quarter. We added about 20 million members in the last year alone. And now these members drive 50% of our gross bookings for the company. When you think about a partnership like Expedia, what we are trying to do is to expand the surface area of what we consider cross-platform. And today it's mobility and delivery in the core, but hotels are a very adjacent opportunity for us where 15% of our mobility gross bookings comes from airport trips. 40% of our U.S. riders take trips outside of their home cities.
Right.
And then last year, we did 1.5 billion trips globally that happened outside users' home cities. So when you bring in a program like this, it allows us to bring the best prices to our consumers on hotel bookings from Expedia's platform. Balaji. And in addition, we're giving them 10% cash back, which is quite valuable, which they come back and spend on our platform.
Can I talk about the B2B business? You want it to become a $10 billion plus business. Briefly, what are the growth markets for that?
Yeah, so very exciting trajectory there for us as well. We noted that we are at now 5 billion in gross bookings on that business, and it's growing 45% relative to that 21% total that we talked about. When you think about our B2B business, it's effectively bringing Uber's services across both mobility and delivery to in an enterprise-grade sort of modality to customers across the enterprise stack. Where we are today, we are at about 300,000 organizations globally that are using our services through this offering. And we do think that over time, we can service as many as 1 million organizations globally, and that would allow us to get to get from $5 to $10 billion there.